Good afternoon. Myself E. Rajkumar, Assistant Professor of Commerce. Today I am going to explain about the topic called income from house property. The particular topic covered under income tax subject. As per Income Tax Act 1961, the income from house property is explained from section 22 to 27. The income from house property is the one of the head of one source of income to compute the assessee's total income or assessee's taxable income. Section 22 it explains about the basis of charge. Income is taxable under the head income from house property if the following three conditions are satisfied. By observing the three conditions, any income is to be considered under income from house property head. The three conditions are: the property should consist of any building or land apparent thereto. That's nothing but the land consisting building and any open place is attached to or apparent to that particular building. And the second condition is the assessee should be owner of the property. That means the proprietorship or the ownership of that house is on the name of the assessee only. The third condition is the property should not be used by the owner. That means the particular property should not be used by the owner for the purpose of any business or profession carried on by him. There's nothing but the property should not use for the purpose of business or profession for his own. The profits of which are chargeable to income tax. The basis of charge is explained as per section 22. The mainly to consider that particular income under income from house property head, the income has to satisfy the three conditions. The conditions are: the property should consist any building or land apparent thereto. That means any land, open land is attached to the building. The second one is the property should be the assessee should be the owner of the property. And the third one is the property should not be used by the owner for the purpose of any business or profession which is carried over by assessee himself. These are the three conditions the assessee has to satisfy or the income has to satisfy. Next, owner of the property. Who is to be treated as owner? In the eyes of the law, the person in whose name is the person in whose name the property is registered is the owner. Whose name the property is registered is the owner and is liable to pay tax on his earnings under income from house property. And he is to be liable to pay the tax on his earnings under the head income from house property. If the tenant has subletted the apartment and earns the rent by way of doing that, his income would be taxed under income from other sources. That's nothing but the assessee has given his property to somebody on rental basis. The tenant again given rent to somebody is nothing but sublet. In that situation, from the sublet, the tenant has received any rent. That particular rent should not be treated as the income from house property head. It should be treated under income from other sources. Why? Because the ownership of the house is in the name of assessee only, not in the name of tenant. And deemed owner. Who is deemed owner? This particular topic, deemed owner, has explained as per section 27. As per section 27, deemed owner of the house property for the purpose of the charging tax and annual value, the following persons has to be treated as deemed owners. The deemed owners are: any property is transferred to spouse or minor child. Any property transferred to spouse or minor child. In that situation, who transferred that particular property to spousal children, that person has to be treated as deemed owner. And the second person is holder of impartible estate. And third one is property held by a member of cooperative society. And the fourth one is person who has acquired a property under power of attorney transaction. That's nothing but by will. Any property has been transferred. And the fifth one is person who has acquired the right in property under section 269 UA. Any property acquired, right in property, or any property has taken on lease for a period of more than 12 years. More than 12 years. These are the persons who are treated as deemed owners. In the house property, while calculating the income from house property, the calculation has categorized into two parts. The first category is whether the house is using for self-occupied, and the second one, the house is given for let out. The house is using for self-occupied, and the second one is the house is given for let out basis. The income from house property is calculated in two ways. The first one is self-occupied property. What is meant by self-occupied property? The self-occupied property is nothing but the owner uses the property as his residence throughout the year. It would fall under the self-occupied category. There is nothing but any house property using by the owner of that house for himself. That is to be treated as self-occupied category. In the interim budget 2019 proposed that an owner can declare any two of his multiple properties as self-occupied. Before 2019 budget, the person has a choice to show only one house as self-occupied, remaining houses as to be treated as let out. But in the interim budget 2019, the government has decided, or the government has given a choice to the proprietor of that houses. The proprietor or the owner of the houses can show any two of the houses as self-occupied and the remaining as let out basis, and remaining as let out house properties. The choice to declare two of his many properties as self-occupied is given to the property holder. This way, a property owner who has, say, for example, he has three properties, none of which is let out, can show any two as self-occupied while filing taxes. However, the owner can claim only 2 lakhs as the tax deduction under section 24B. Here also, the assessee is having 3 houses. From that, he is showing 2 houses are using for self-occupied. In that situation, the assessee can avail a deduction of 2 lakhs only for the both houses. 2 lakh only for the both the houses as per section 24B. What is the tax liability of a self-occupied property? What is the tax liability of a self-occupied house property? The self-occupied house property is nothing but you don't earn any rent from that house property. At the same time, the property's income earning capacity notwithstanding, based on that fact, the annual value of such property is to be considered as nil. Why? Because the particular house property is using for self-occupied. That means the person, there is no chance to earn any rental income from that particular house. That's why the annual value will be nil. The owner would in fact suffer loss on his house property because of his loan repayment and property tax repayment. This is the pro forma to calculate the income from self-occupied house property. First, gross annual value, then deduct the municipal taxes paid by the owner. Municipal taxes are property tax paid by the owner. After deducting the municipal taxes from gross annual value, the arrived value should be treated as NAV. NAV is nothing but net annual value. From that, the assessee, the Income Tax Act allows the assessee to take the deductions as per section 24. The 24 deductions are two. The first deduction is standard deduction. The standard deduction is a deduction which is allowed to assessee to take a deduction of 30% on net annual value. Then the second deduction is as per section 24B, any home loan interest paid by the assessee up to 2 lakhs the assessee can take, or the owner of the house property can take as deduction according to the section 24B. Then the arrived value should be treated as income from house property. In the issue of self-occupied house property, there is no chance to get profit, because the self-occupied property is using for the purpose of self. That means the particular property is not giving on rent basis to anybody. That means the assessee has no chance to get any rental income from that particular house property. In that situation, the gross annual value is nil. Automatically, the gross annual value is nil. Automatically, we don't give the municipal taxes as deduction. Why? Because the NAV should not be in negative. The NAV should not be in negative. That's why don't give any deduction of municipal taxes. Then the NAV is nil. Automatically the standard deduction also nil. Then just give exemption up to 2 lakhs. That means 0 minus 2 lakhs, automatically minus 2 lakhs. That's why always we get loss from self-occupied house property. Always, this is very important, always we get loss from house property which is using for self-occupied. Just while considering the interest on housing loan for self-occupied property, just we have to remember some points. The points are: interest is allowed up to a maximum of the following limits for self-occupied house property. For self-occupied house property, the loan has taken after 1/4/1999. After 1/4/1999, the loan has taken for the purpose of purchase or construction. The assessee can take deduction of 2 lakhs. Up to 2 lakhs, the assessee can take deduction as per section 24B. The assessee has taken loan for the purpose of repairs and renovation of that particular house property. The assessee can take maximum of 30,000. The second category, the assessee has taken loans for the purpose prior to 1/4/1999. The assessee has taken loans prior to 1/4/1999. In that situation, whether the loan taken for the purpose of purchasing the house property or constructing the house property, or for the purpose of repairs to the house property, or for the purpose of renovation of that particular house property, whatever it may be, the exemption is only the assessee has to the exemption is only maximum of 30,000 whether the loan has taken here at the time of while calculating the self-occupied house property income. Just remember the following points regarding the section 24B. The loan has taken before 1/4/1999. The maximum allowable deduction amount is 30,000 only. If the loan has taken after 1/4/1999, the assessee has take the allowable deduction up to 2 lakhs for the purpose of purchase or construction. If the loan has taken for the purpose of renovation or repairing the building, he can take maximum deduction of rupees 30,000. Is there any pre-construction interest? Is there any pre-construction interest? Pre-construction is nothing but, here some rules are there. After taking the house loan or after taking the home loan, the assessee has to complete the construction within the 3 years. After taking the home loan, the assessee has to complete the construction within the 3 years. In the 3 years period, the assessee has no choice to take the deduction as per section 24B. That's why in that particular period, any interest amount has been paid by the assessee, that is to be accumulated. That is to be accumulated and allowed that accumulated interest in the next 5 years of construction was completed. Completed years. After construction was completed, the pre-construction interest was taken as deduction in 5 equal installments. In 5 equal installments. The interest amount can be calculated by using the formula loan amount, how much loan amount he has taken into how much for how much time, sorry, for how many years or how many months he has taken that particular loan into rate of interest, into rate of interest. After getting the interest value, how much period, the pre-construction period, how we calculate the pre-construction interest, pre-construction period. The first one is date of loan, on which date the loan has taken, to 31st March immediately before completion. 31st March immediately before completion. Irrespective of the date, we consider up to the fiscal year end time. Up to fiscal year end time. The assessee has to satisfy some conditions to take deduction as per section 24B. Conditions associated with claiming tax exemption on home loan interest. The conditions are: first one, loan should be availed after 1st April 1999 for property purchase or construction. Loan should be availed after 1st April 1999 for property purchase or construction. In that situation only the assessee can avail 24B deduction. Next one, the taxpayer can claim benefits for repairs and reconstruction work of an existing property. He can claim. The third one is the processing and prepayment charges shall be regarded as interest payment. Regarded as interest payment. The purchase or construction needs to be completed within 3 years from the end of the financial year in which the loan was availed. Within the 3 years of stipulated time, the construction has to complete. Otherwise, the assessee cannot take deduction as per section 24B. This is the procedure we follow while calculating the income from self-occupied house property. The next category is income from rented house property. The same pro forma we use to calculate the income from rented house property, but the main difference between calculation part is 24B. While calculating the 24B deduction, interest on loan in the issue of income from self-occupied house property, we can take maximum 2 lakhs only. But here income from rented house property, there is no maximum limit. There is no maximum limit to take deduction as per section 24b. But while calculating the income from rented house property, we have to calculate the gross annual value. We have to calculate gross annual value, and we have to consider municipal taxes paid by the owner. Then we have to calculate NAV, net annual value. Deduct the municipal taxes from gross annual value. The arrived value should be net annual value. From that, deduct the deductions under section 24. The under section 24 deductions are two: standard deduction, which is 30% of NAV, and the deduction of 24B, which is loan interest paid on home loan. Then the arrived value may be income from house property or may be loss from house property. To calculate the gross annual value, the income tax department has identified different types of rental values. The identified rental values are four types. The first one is actual rental value, then municipal rental value, then fair rental value, and the fourth one is standard rental value. Actual rental value, municipal rental value, fair rental value, and standard rental value. By using these four rental values, we calculate the GAV. GAV is nothing but gross annual value, otherwise annual value. Then what is mean by actual rental value? Actual rental value is nothing but this is the value, or this is the actual rent received or to be received by the property owner or renting out the house. There is nothing but the owner of that particular house by giving that particular house property on rental basis to tenant, and how much amount is collecting or how much amount is charging from tenant, that is to be treated as actual rental value. Then municipal rental value. Municipal rental value is the rental value which is calculated by the municipal authorities for imposing municipal taxes. By imposing municipal taxes, municipal rental value is decided by the municipal authorities. Actual rental value is decided by the owner of the house. Then fair rental value. Fair rental value is the value, the rent which a similar property with similar features in the same locality would fetch. Fair rental value is the value or rent which a similar property with similar features in the same locality would fetch, which is decided by the similar houses. And the last one is standard rental value. The standard rent is determined under the Rent Control Act. The standard rental value is decided by Rent Control Act. If the standard rent has been fixed for any property under the Rent Control Act, the property owner cannot charge a rent higher than the standard fixed rent. This is the ceiling. This is the ceiling amount decided by the Rent Control Act. How we calculate the gross annual value? By observing this pro forma, by using this pro forma, we can calculate the gross annual value. First, while calculating the gross annual value, first we calculate the expected rent, then adjusted expected rent, then gross annual value. The GAV is calculated in two ways. In the given problem or in the given situation, the standard rental value information is not available. We have to calculate the value in two ways, two steps. If the standard rent value is available in that particular problem, we calculate in three steps. we calculate in the three steps. First, reasonable expected rental value. For that, we compare municipal rental value and fair rental value. We compare the both rental values, municipal rental value MRV and fair rental value FRV. By comparing these two, which one has the highest value, which one has the highest value, that is to be treated as expected rent, that is to be treated as expected rent. If in the problem standard rent information is available, in that situation we have to compare both the values, expected rent and standard rent. By comparing these two, which value having lowest value, which one having lowest value, that is to be treated as adjusted expected rent, adjusted expected rent. The third one is gross annual value. The gross annual value is to be calculated like this, while comparing the adjusted expected rent and actual rental value, adjusted expected rent and actual rental value. By comparing these two, which one has highest value, after arriving that particular value, from that deduct the loss due to vacancy, After deducting the loss due to vacancy, the arrived value should be treated as gross annual value. If in the given problem standard rent is available, the standard rent is not available, in that situation we calculate first expected rent by comparing municipal rental value and fair rental value. Which rental value having highest value, that is to be treated as expected rent, and compare this particular expected rental value with actual rental value directly. Why? Because standard rental value information is not available. If suppose standard rental value information is not available in the given problem or on the given situation, just compare the expected rental value with actual rental value. From this, which value having more value, highest value, which value having highest value, from that deduct the loss due to vacancy, then we get the value of gross annual value, Then next we go through this particular pro forma. After calculating the gross annual value, by using that procedure, deduct the municipal taxes paid by the owner. While considering the municipal taxes, actual paid municipal taxes only given as deduction. Don't give any preference to due date. Just deduct the municipal taxes from gross annual value. We can get net annual value. From that net annual value, calculate the standard deduction. Standard deduction is equal net annual value into 30%. Net annual value into 30%. Then give the effect of 24B. The 24B is nothing but interest on loan which is taken for the purpose of construction, purchasing, renovation or reconstruction. The particular loan has been taken for the purpose of construction, purchasing, renovation and reconstruction. By these four ways the assessee has taken any loan On that loan, how much amount he has paid in the form of interest, that much amount has the assessee can take deduction as per section 24 B without any limit. Without any limit, the assessee can take deduction. After deducting these two amounts from NAV, whether NAV is more than deductions, whether NAV is more than section 24 deductions, there is a possibility to get income from house property. If NAV is the NAV is lesser than deductions under section 24, there is a possibility to get loss from house property. There is a possibility to get loss from house property. Here we can observe one example. How do we calculate GAV? How do we calculate GAV in the situation? 5 types of house properties are there: X, Y, Z and A, P. Here municipal rental value information is available for 5 houses, and fair rental value is given, and standard rental value is given, and actual rental value also available. Then unrealized rent information also available, and loss due to vacancy information also available. By using this information, we have to calculate the gross annual value. By using this information, we have to calculate gross annual value. By using this pro forma, in the given problem, municipal rental value information is there, fair rental value information is there, and standard rental value information is there here. Standard rental value information is there, and actual rental value information also available. In this situation, we have to calculate the gross annual value by using this 3-step. By using this 3-step pro forma. First, compare the municipal rental value with fair rental value, 60 and 68. By comparing these two, 68 is the highest value. 68 is the highest value. Then list of the following two. The highest value is is to be compared with the standard rental value, 68 with 62. Then the arrived value is 62. 62 is the reasonable expected rental value of that particular property. Then after that, highest value of the following. Highest value of the following by comparing 62 with this 65. How we arrived this 65? Actual rent is 67 minus unrealized rent 2. 67 minus 2. 67 minus 2. The arrived value is 65. We are observing these two values, 62 and 65. The highest value is 65. Then after, we give the effect of loss due to vacancy. 65 minus 1, then 64. The 64 is the GAV value. Once again, I am explaining. First, compare the municipal rental value with fair rental value. The highest value should be treated as expected rent. Compare that expected rent with standard rent. Compare with the expected rent with standard rent. In the first house X, the expected rent is 68, the standard rent is 62. The least value is 62. The 62 is to be treated as reasonable expected rent. After getting the reasonable expected rent, that is to be compared with the actual rent. The actual rent is nothing but actual rent minus, sorry, actual rental value is nothing but actual rent received minus unrealized rent. Actual rent received is 67 minus unrealized rent is 2. So the actual value is 65. Just compare the 62 with 65. The highest value is 65. After getting the 65, just give the effect of this particular 1. 65 minus 1. The other value should be 64. 64. This particular value 64 is to be treated as gross annual value.